Hello, welcome to another live stream while I'm programming. I will go deep inside with another exercises here in exercise. And now wait, we started. Okay, first of all, this exercise is pangram. I don't know what pangram means, so let me check and translate full pangram. Pangrama. I don't know I don't know what does pangrama in Spanish mean. So we'll see later. Okay, introduction. You work for a company that sells fonts through their website. They like to show a different sentence each time someone uses a font on their website. To give a comprehensive sense of the font, the random sentence should use all the letters in the English alphabet. They are running a competition to get suggestions for sentences that they can use. You're in a charge of checking submissions to see if they are valid. Pangram comes from Greek. Okay, that's character letters pangramma, which means every letter. The best known English pangram is the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. Okay. Instructions. Your task is to figure out if a sentence is a pangram. A pangram is a sentence using every letter of the alphabet at least once. It is case sensitive, so it doesn't matter if a letter is lowercase or uppercase. For this for this exercise, a sentence is a paragraph if it contains each letter of the 26 letters in the alphabet. Okay, how to go? I need to. mm, How can I know how to? How is when I use a paragraph? Mm, um, okay, I have an idea. So I will use a every letter 26. Ooh. Mm, I know I am using every letter 0 equals 2. Uh, I'm only I the only thing that I want right now if is that I am capable to know if I can give a range with 26 rules. Okay, I want to make an array, a slice that can only contain 26 values, each value for each letter. So I will use um, Golang slices of an n quantity. Is there will okay. Um, ChatGPT. Sorry, but ChatGPT is a great tool to learn. I use it most to learn that other uses. Okay, I will need a new one. Can I make a slice with a specific size below, like a slice 10 feet. Yes, in Go. Okay, I can with a make. I forget about that. This create a size of int with 10 and capacity of 10. All elements initialized with to 0. It's too similar and write 10. For a like arrays, the size are dynamically sized. Okay. That means if I don't use append method, I can it wouldn't be resizable. Make Google 26. That's right. And I want to know if it works. Okay, and doesn't work. I don't know why. Okay. Half of those were true, and the other half were false. I want to know format print ln. I forget import format format print ln every letter 0 and 1. Okay, and I want to check where is true, where is false, and what happens if I don't do anything with the insights value true. So that means that every bool value every bool um, every one of bool that I make, if I not say what type, if it's true or it's false, it returns always false. Okay, so that means that I will input string. Okay, for I equals 0, I is less than the length of the input. I equals well. I will go through the entire word and I will switch input I string input I want to check if doesn't have an error here. Format on the third line. What happened? Syntax error, expected format, expected case or default. That's true. Case, that means that doesn't have an error. Case, okay, first of all, I want to put format strings input equals strings to lower input case A, case B, case C, case D. You know, a lot of cases E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z case. The first case, every letter equals true. I know it's pretty huge goal, but it's an easy way to make this to complete this exercise. So I don't mind it. Okay, 25. And now we go for I equals to 0. I equals to I is less than length of input every letter, and I is plus if hmm, only if every letter of the index position is equals to false, it will return false. Otherwise, it will return true. Format is important and not use. Okay, I don't have problem with that. Strings. I will use format. At least not now, but I will not new 7. That's right. Always a syntax error. I have a lot of that before. Okay, label input define and not use 7.5. Wait, what? Input equals another time, another syntax error, but every time I was finding where did I do wrong. Okay, and it works. I know it's kind of long, but it was really good. So that means that every time the word I pass you was a pangram, it works, and every time it wasn't a pangram, it works too. I'm happy with that, to be honest. Yeah, I will go to the next one. Reverse string, okay? Introduction. Reverse strings, reading them from right to left rather than left to right is surprisingly common task in programming. For example, bioinformatics, reversing the sequence of DNA or RNA string is often important for various analyses, such as finding complementary stand or identifying palindromic sequences that have biological significance. Instructions. Your task is to reverse a given string. Some examples. Turn stressed to desert. Turn stop to sort. Turn a race car into race car. That's easy. New uh, new word equals to how can I append a word? Okay. Uh, how can I append a character to a string in strings are immutable. You can create a new string. Oh, okay. I want to know that. Okay. new words. I know it will work. Insert new word. I know I don't use the input. Go reverse one. Okay. So we doesn't have any problem with that. But I remember having problems concatenating words using strings. So I don't know. Maybe I don't get it that time. But now I can get it. Length of input I plus plus. Okay. I will prefer to use length input I is less than length input I less. That means new word plus equals to string input I and return input new word. Okay. Reverse from okay. Import format and format equivalent new word. Okay, I assume that I don't do anything. Maybe without a string. Maybe not. This much time strings a byte. Append a room character. Okay. And in this case, new word plus input. But I do that before. Sorry, thanks for fancy. I equals len input start at the string len. Always false so loop never. Oh, okay. Ah man, it's more than 0. Reverse a word. One word. Reverse an empty string. Okay. I equals to the name of the word equals to I mean maybe this okay. Reverse of reverse. Okay. that passes 6 of them want hello got I mean I see that these two okay format println in, input post input and new word. Okay, I can see that both of those are different. Maybe I wouldn't be able to get the true word. Okay, this is a problem. How can I use that word? New word input. Okay, here I got a problem, but I don't think that is my fault. I really don't know how can I find a solution of that reverse into the word. Ah, the failure confirms exactly what I warned about you. Your currently code is reversing bytes, not characters. Boom. So for these two things, two Unicode code points, the code splits their bytes and scramble their poly garbage when we assemble. Okay, like Chinese characters, Japanese characters, and other stock stuff like maybe Georgia and Arab mm, string performance tip. Okay, a rule I need to use. Okay, maybe ROMs. There are stuck to help. Okay, rules. I don't remember using rules before. Rules string. That's how I use rule input. Room. Let me check for a second. Room. Room. Hmm. Input. Okay. J equals 0. Len runs. Oh, okay, okay. Two values here. I declare two values here. Okay. From I equals I J equals to 0 and the length runs but -1. Okay, input I is less than J, less than J, I and J. Okay, well, those the last one is I J equals to I plus 1 plus I plus 1 and j plus 1. Can I use this form? I never knew that. I will copy this because I don't know if I write it well. I will delete the format library. Something happened. I don't know what happened, but something happened. Forcing ways to reverse a string. Submit. Cancel. I need that video. I want to watch that video. To be honest, 40 ways to reverse a string. Java Julius show off your interviews. Steve from Scope. Okay. And graphene. Okay. This is a good example. String builder. String builder. That's for Java. I remember. Okay, I will mark as complete. And now I will jump to the next exercise. Dart. Dart. I remember playing that game in the house of my father, and oof, I I broke into a lot of pieces well uh, the wall. How can I not remember that word? I mean, it's one of the most important albums of rock history. The Wall from Pink Floyd. You know, my mom know, my grandma know, everybody knows about that album. And it's a wall, like the big wall of Donald Trump in Mexico. Okay, we broke into many pieces the wall of my father because I will almost never point. I never dart. I never throw the dart at the target. None of those targets from 10 points to 50 points. Okay, never mind. Write a function that returns the earned points in a single toss of a dart game. Dart is a game where players throw darts at a target. In our particular instance of the game, the target rewards 4 different amount of points depending on where the darts land. If the dart lands outside the target, player earns no points, 0. If the dart lands in the outer circle of the target, player earns 1 point. If the dart lands in the middle of the circle of the target, player earns 5 points. If the dart lands in the inner circle of target, player earns 10 points. The outer circle has a radius of 10 units. This is equivalent of the total radius of the entire target. The middle circle a radius of 5 units, and the inner circle of radius of 1. Of course, they are all centered at the same point. That is, the circles are concentric, defined by the coordinates 0, 0. Write a function that given a point in the target, defined by its Cartesian coordinates x and y, where x and y are real numbers, okay, returns the correct amount earned by a dart landing at that point. Credit, the scoreboard image was created by, okay, I'm using Inkscape. What is Inkscape? Okay, I remember that, a tool Uh, I remember because I watch it sometimes in my university. On tracks, publishing, mentioning, something. Okay, mm, that's good. But yeah, I the thing that I remember about real numbers, at least in Go, is that okay, Golang, yeah, is that the values are only from 0 to infinite to I don't know infinite numbers, not infinite, but real numbers. Okay, uh, yeah, like this. Real numbers include whole numbers, rational numbers, irrational numbers, and also positive, negative, okay, or zero. Score x and y is that in a radius of 10 units. It is equivalent a total. Mm, the middle radius circles of 5 units and the inner circle of radius of 1. Okay, that means that the radius 10 units. That means if a zero is a 0, 0, it will be, you know, 10 points. If it's something like -2, I don't know, how can I do this? But I know can I do this from X and Y, but how can I imagine this as a circles? Okay. Mm, let's create that. Back to the exercise. I want to know if this one is an easy. Okay. Mm, okay. Um, are concentric. Scoring. In scoring, consider an arrow landing at the border of the circle to be in the circle and receive the higher score, like in one. Okay. Mm, if X is less than the 1 or x equal is more than -1 and y is less than 1 and more less than 1 and or I mm, and more is more or equals than 1, return an integer, return 10, else if x is less than 1, less than or equals less or equals to 5 and x is more or equals to -5 and y is equals to less than or equals to 5, and y is more or equals to minus 5, return 5. Else if else more or equals to 10, and x is more or equals to minus 10, and y is more or equals to 10, and y is more or equals to minus 10, return 1. Else I will put only return 2. Maybe yes, maybe not. Unexpected photo 18. Okay, where 18 syntax error unexpected. Okay. 5. Wow. Minus 9. 9, 1, 10. Score, okay. On the middle circle, why minus 9 and a 9 want 10 points? That doesn't make sense. The middle circle radius of 5 units and the inner circle of radius 1 7 points. Okay. The outer circle has a radius of 10 units. This is given as total radius of Sagittarius. Okay. The middle circle has a 5 units and the inner circle has a of 1 radius circumference. Okay. Score minus 9 and 9. Got okay. But why it's a 0 point? And why I pass? Okay. That is it's x is more or equals to 1, less or equals to 1, and x is more or equals to 1. Y is less or equals to 1, and y is more equals to minus 1. Maybe that. The only thing that changes now got another error. There's nothing more. Why? Okay, on the other circle, 0, 0. Always got and 10 points. Expected. If x is less than or equals to 1 and x is more or equals to -1, okay, I wanna man, -9 and 9 percent 1 to 0. I will use the format library, format print 10. At 10, at y is more, x is more than -1 or fuck, I use an or, maybe that change everything and every one of the exercise stocks at the first one, 1 and it got 1 0 and instead got 1. Why? Okay, maybe it's not 1, maybe it's 0 0.5, 0 0.5, 0 0.5, 0 0.5, 2.5, 2.5. What happens now? Okay. Instructions. The other circle has a radius of 10 units. This is equivalent of the total radius of the entire target. The middle circle has a radius of 5 units, and the inner of radius of 1. So that's the concentric. So why it fails here? Oh, okay. Got a 0. Okay, I know what's the problem there. Got 5. Okay. Okay, I get it. If x is less than 1 and x is more than -1, if if y is -1 and y is more than -1, return 10, else let's see y is minus 5 is less than 5 and y is greater than minus 5 return 5. Else if y is less than 10 and y is more than minus 10, return 1. Else return 0. Else if x is minus 5 and x is more than 5, out of this okay, if the x is maybe not. The only thing that I need to do is erasing the equal. Yeah, that's the answer. Erasing the equals but character. I will erase also the format font, the values, but later when everyone checks me the green check 1. Check. What? 0? But why? What? 0? Why? That doesn't make sense. The inner circle has a radius of 10 units. Okay, but this isn't target. Yeah, I know how. What are the same? Uh, or are the same article? Look, if inner circle on outer circle, 1 point. The outer circle has a radius of 10 units. They are centered on the same point as concerning. Uh, in scoring, consider that a large landing on the border of the circle to be in the circle and receiving the higher score, like inward scoring. Also, okay. Okay. I will need to use concentric circles. Okay. Give the two concentric circles with a radius of r, 2r, what is probably the pick any of the two outer circles and connect it with given 1 by 3. Picking any right point of diagonal and chord. Given a chord of this of a radius of 10. Then how can I know this landing in coordinates of 9 land inside the circle. So circle radius, since 162 is more than 100, the point 99 is a target circle. Okay. Inside circle are the radius. The radius is equals to 10. Okay. That means that okay. Okay. That means that if how can I write true? Okay. If x multiplied by x plus y multiplied by y. Okay, the position equals to x multiplied by x and plus y multiplied by 1 if position is greater than 10 multiplied by 10, return by 1. Else if position is more than 5 multiplied by 5 less return 20 and 5 else if position is less than 10 multiplied by 10 we return 1 else return 0 and now it will work. Frankly, I didn't remember how to solve an exercise about radius. I didn't see anything format important. I just okay. Position, and what doesn't work, and 1 0 1 1 or equals. Yes, a 10 will work. And now it works. Now wait a second, I want to go recharge my water. now I am back. And then other one, D&D character. Okay, like the okay. I know everything about Dungeons and Dragons are heavy stuff. I mean, maybe it's an easy one, but I always know that it will contain a lot of information. So after weeks of anticipation, you and your friend get together for your very first game of Dungeons and Dragons D&D. Since this is the first session of the game, each player has to generate a character to play with. The character's abilities are determined by rolling 6 side dice. But where are the dice? With a shock, you realize that your friends are waiting for you to produce the dice. After all it was your idea to play D&D, packing, you realize you forgot to bring the dice, which should which will mean no D&D game. As you have some basic coding skills, you quickly came up with a solution. You write a program to simulate dice rolls. For a game of Dungeons and Dragons, each player starts by generating a character they can play with. This character has, among other things, 6 abilities: strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. These 6 abilities have scores that are determined randomly. You do this by rolling 4 6-sided dice and recording the sum of the largest 3 dice. You do this 6 times, once for each ability. Your character's initial hit points are 10 plus the character constitution modifier. You find your character constitution modifier by subtracting 10 from your character constitution divided by 2 and rounded down and round down. Write a random character generation that follows the above rules. For example, the 6 throws of 4 dice may look like 5, 3, 1, 6. You discard the 1 and assume 5, 3, 6. 40, which you assign to strength. 3, 3, 2, 5, 3. You discard the 2 and assume the 3, 5, 3. 11, which you assign to dexterity. 1, 1, 1, 1. You discard 1 and assume 1 plus 1 plus 1, which you assign to a constitution. 2, 1, 6, 6. You discard the 1 and assume 2, 6, 6. 40, which you assign to intelligence, and with the other things. Because constitution is 3, your constitution modified is -4, hit points are 6. Mm, yeah. Okay. Modifier. Calculate the ability modifier for a given ability score. What was the modifier? Okay. Score. Return the score plus 10. Ability use randomness generate. Okay. How I use mathematical random? I remember importing import math run. Math run. Okay. And I need to use runs. I don't know. I don't even see what the fuck. Run int. Okay. Ability. Ability use randomness to generate the score for an ability. Ability. Okay, return run int n of 10 of 6 of 6. Okay, game character generate creates a new character with a random score for a. Okay, that means uh, strength, dexterity, constitution, hit points. The hit points, the character initial hit points are 10 plus the character constitution modifier. Constitution modifier? Ah, okay, okay. Modified. If your character has 10 plus your character constitution modifier, you'll find a new character constitution modifier by subtracting 10 from your character's constitution divided by 2. Okay. Okay. Hmm. Subtracting 10 divided by 2 and round down. Okay. Okay, float 64 by 2 and return 25 as an integer. Ability. Hit points. Your initial hit points are 10 plus your character constitution modifier. You find your character's constitution modifier, but okay, that's okay. Okay. Ability. Okay. Strength. Dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, charisma. That means there are make integer of 4. Okay. I equals to 0. I is less than 4. I plus 4. Okay. S index point equals to ability. D the same thing. With D, the C, the I. Okay, I will put that as a K because I don't want to modify the I, the W, the C, D, Y, W, C. Okay. Okay, for I equals to for j equals to 0, the same thing, j minus equals to 4, and j plus plus. I will compare every, okay, 4k equals to j plus 1, k is less than j more than j and k plus 1. If I will do that for everyone. And if if f j is no, how can I make a to know which one is compare every one of and knowing which of those. Okay, uh, S index, D index, C index, I index, Y index, and C index equals to 0. If Sj is less than I will put minus 1. If j is less than sk, I will save the s index as equals to j. If the same thing, I will add the d, the c, the I, the w, and the c. S index, D index, C index, I index, W index, C index. Okay. If j. Okay. The same thing. For j, for the last one, for j equals to 0, j is less than 4 and 4. Okay. Zero, 1, 2. Okay. 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay. 4 and I and J plus plus. Okay. How to edit from a pen, delete without preserving all time. I want to know how to delete from index. There's nothing like delete. How to delete remove element sizes, remove element from a size. Golang, remove element size index. How to remove an element? Remove. Really? That's the only way. Can I do? Well, append 2 of 30. There's no native library for that. The slices delete, okay. Slices delete. Index 1 like Python, range delete. Why is it 2? Keeps is a standard library very minimal on purpose. There's no native slice delete function. To go author expect you use slicing append tricks because slicing are used lightweight use over arrays. Kind of weird. You added a difficult layer to the language by giving the possibility to be less huge, less with a less weight, and that's kind of weird. Very minimal on purpose. Okay. Okay. How can I delete the first, second, third, and fourth value from a slice of 4 size? Nice one. This is where you realize now how can I delete the first? An example of deleting only the first from a slice of 4. Then an example deleting the second of the exact same size. Then example of the third, and then an example of 4. An example of, and gotcha. Deleting the index 0. That's a very weird way to do this, but okay. If s index equals to 0, first of all, I don't need you. S equals to pen 0 else if s index equals to 1 and from 1 to s else if s index pen s2 and s3 for else if s index else s equals append third one is and the same thing for the other 3, 4, 5, 6 s index d index c y c c I w c c I w c. Oh, got it. Charisma. I will use a cc charisma cc index if cc 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 c cc w w w y index y cc 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 and return. Okay, I need to make a character equals to how to I don't remember how to character. How can I make implement create new variable from type from this? Okay, an example. My struct. Okay, my struct character. Okay, I was eating food, I think. Okay, okay. The last one. I almost forgot how to that I need reopen this up. Okay, no stop. And what about ChatGPT? I know this exercise isn't hard, but it was a long one. And I equals 0, I is less than the length of the, I don't know, s, I plus plus, and s index, okay, s value, e value, c value, I value, w value, cc value equals 0, okay, s value equals to okay, plus equals to s I s index, c value, the same thing, I w value plus equals to wi I value plus equals to I index value, d value plus equals to d I cc value plus equals to cc index, and then character strength value d value c value I value w value cc value, okay, and the last one is modifier. I need to put the last one, hit point equals to modifier. That's a modifier, and the modifier I need to passes the constitution C value, okay, and return character. Man, this was kind of long, but I had hope that this will work, and it doesn't work. 122 strength. Suppose I did it. Okay, I forgot the commas. I don't know why, but that any one of these needs a comma. Assignment mismatch 6 variable but makes returns 1 value. $26. Okay. What is the problem? See, I see it happening only 6 value on the left, but only 1 value on the right. Okay, that's weird. Maybe now I gotta clear and not what? 60. I'm really clearing. What the fuck? Okay, maybe now I don't have any. I have any error. Maybe I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Maybe not. 21, 80, too many arguments to call a random integer. 21, 6, okay. What is the error? Got it. The error is because math random package random doesn't exist. Int, int. I put an int n. But I know that the value operator 117, 117 value operation I variable of type in. Ah man, I need the j value, not the I. And now it will work. I read something else. Undefined something. I value. Value. And what else? What's the next error? Okay, just one side. All of these are about the modifier. Modifier. Modify float 64. 1 divided by 2. That means that it will be bar float 64. Maybe that. One. Modify. I passes the 3. 1 to the 1. 3 divided. Okay. 3 divided by 2. 1.5. 1.5. Ah, I get it. Hit points after your characters use 45. You find your characters, customize, define, wanted. Oh. Your character's initial hit points are 10. Your character's custom modifier. You find your character's custom modifier by subtracting 10 from the character constitution divided by 2. Okay, that means that it's 3, the constitution modifier will be -4 and the hit points are 6. Constitution modifier will be 3 30. Okay. Your character's initial hit points are 10. Your character's constitution modified 10 plus your character's constitution modified. Okay. You find your character's constitution modified by subtracting 10 from your character's constitution. Divided by 2. Okay, 3 divided by 2, 1.5. 3 minus, okay, 3 minus 10 divided by 2 and rounding. Okay, that means minus 10, 64. Okay, yeah, now I mean I think that it will work. Cloud 64. But it cannot time constant. Operation cannot call non-function 64 of type in constant. Why I put a 64 there? I forget to put it before in the other side. Okay, 12 passes. Ability modifier 3. How can I run a flow 64 value return it as an integer? But how can I return flow 64 number and as an integer but round it negative? Round down. Okay, math. Flow running, flow running, flow math. Okay, math floor. Okay, math floor, math floor modifier. Should generate ability score with acceptance right. Total score for ability type. Got one expected a value between 3 and ability. Okay, all of the ability modifiers that were like 16 of what the fuck of 80. of 18. Okay, modifier and ability, test ability. Should generate ability score within acceptance range. So a score for ability outside the acceptance range. This ability have score determined randomly. 4 sites. In 3 and 3 and 8. Okay. Random return random close first run. This doesn't validate if I'm doing 4, so that means that I can. That means that the only thing that I can do is giving a fuck about this and make a character ability, and that's all. Man, this is not a good exercise. Charisma value. Okay. Okay. Strength DCIWCC. Okay, equals to IWCC SDC IWC equals to ability let's see. Let's check how it works. Too many return values. 24. Okay, I get it. I put a comma there. I don't know why. And it works. It doesn't work. See, repeated. 29. CC. And the charisma is CC. Why it doesn't return? Oh, okay. From 0 to 5, okay? This one. This time of pump rocker use again. And that's all. Now I will return the value from 3 to 18. The sum of all rocker expected calculated with 9 constitution. Okay. Hit points. Your character initial hit points are 10. Okay. Your character Condition use 5 your characters. Constitution modifier subtracting 10 and your character constitution divided by 2. That means that minus 4. Okay. 10 plus modifier. Yes, on my phone. Yes, I am. And it works. It was way simpler than I thought. I don't know why it's it was very ambiguous. How can I solve those exercises? Um, well, how can I say this? I know that this was a very short live stream. That's because the last day and this day I was kind of busy. But I promise since from tomorrow I will do a better and longer live stream. I will start with a project about the first project I want to do. I want to make an entire uh, Twitter clone, a very simple Twitter clone, only backend. I will make a simple front end only to show what I am to consume from Twitter using React as a front end and from backend uh, Golang. I will use the Golang 1.25 version. I will use a native HTTP protocol using Golang. I will not use any library, and I will consume the database from PostgreSQL. And of course, I will not use an ORM. I can use GORM, but I will prefer to use only the native Golang reading SQL with Postgre, of course. I will not. I will do it as simple. I will do tomorrow, and I will prefer if I end it tomorrow. I do this whole project, a small project, of course, and then I will jump straight to other projects more bigger using other technologies like an architecture, microservices, using RabbitMQ, using Sonar Cloud or Sonar Cloud, CI/CD, continuous integration, continuous development. I would like to use tools like GraphQL and Docker for the deployment. GraphQL to read only the things that I need to access for the next project. The next project I would like to build a Reddit clone and then jump to other projects like the live stream platform, like Pluto TV, and maybe a game. I would like to make a game for the for here in the navigator, um, an online game, and that's all for today. I will upload a video tomorrow and other stuff. And thank you if you are watching me. I see that almost anyone watch my live stream, but when I end live streams, I have more than 5 or 10 views per live stream. So if you are here watching live stream, watching the video, this live stream as a video after I put the live stream, thank you so much. Please contact me, leave a comment, message me. I will be open to answer all your questions, to contact me. I would like your follow, more you follow on Twitter and YouTube or platforms. Check out my GitHub repos, and that's all. See you tomorrow.